For those that are blaming obedience, continue to blame them. We know it's a strategy by the opposition to tell people to continue to blame obedience so that it will look as if obedience are unruly, so that it will look as if obedience are not good people, so that it will look as if obedience are noisemakers, so that it will look as if obedience are used to insulting people. Let them continue with their tricks. We know them. We know this trick that they are using. And to some extent, the media, those in the media have bought into this. To be also saying obedience at this, obedience at that.
Don't dismiss the question.
Yes.
What we were told is that some of these, people, they were paid. That money exchange hands.
What a shame.
Well, that's what is out there.
But that's politics for you. And that is the lies we read all the time from the internet. The disobedient people feel those sort of lies. I see them every day. But one thing I'll say to that, our children should not be misled. Some of us brought up our children very well. And I'm asking for all mothers to get to their children's minds.
Welcome to Newsday. Good day.
Good day.
Let's get straight into it. We saw Peter Obi leading the pack by suspending his campaign, going to the affected areas, and also making donations. And since then, we've seen Bola Tinubu make his donation of 100 million naira to Kano. We've seen Atiku Abubakar donate 50 million naira to Kano as well. What are your first takeaways from this, the contribution, the involvement of these presidential candidates to this current crisis happening in the country?
Thank you. In fact, when that topic was sent to me this morning, I almost said that I won't take it. Because each time I discuss Peter Obi, the type of abuses, blame, and criticism I receive from Obidient is such that I have to let people know that I'm not a layabout in any way. The abuse is so much. This blockhead man, this useless old man, I remember this morning when I was watching Abati, the same thing. He expressed the same thing to Peter Obi. I'm not a pushover in life. When I was at their age, as a student, I was student union leader in Ibadan. I was PRO student union, 78, 79. And I have so many of them, even among them, Peter Obi Obidient, children. But when people come and seize opportunity of no response, you are not in position to respond to social media, and they start blaming someone that is as old as their parents, I take exception to that. Now to your question.
My own question is this. Over the weekend, Farouk Berogi, and it's not alone, I also shared that view, that many of your supporters, the people who call themselves obedient, that they are very rude, callous, mean, they abuse people, they make enemies for you, including even persons who are your friends. Ruben, they go on Twitter particularly, and they are perpetually demarketing you by abusing people.
Ruben, I've answered this several times.
No, well, over the weekend, I think Farouk Berogi wrote a piece on it.
I agree, Ruben, I've answered this several times. One, there's infiltration among my people by opponents. There might all those who believe in me, who are angry. You know, when people are angry, they do lots of things. What I say to people is, can you focus? Ruben, I went to a man's house, and I was kept. I was a governor outside his door for 4 hours. If you ask Senator Ayogweze, they will tell you the story I'm telling you.
Yes, I know Senator Ayogweze.
Ayogweze said to me, Peter, are you governor? I said yes. Until that man comes out, and I know he's aware I'm here, I will not take it on the man of what his people are doing to me. And when he came out, he was apologetic. I'm Peter Obi, who is campaigning, who wants to be president. But they are trying to say that the behaviors of my people is exactly what you, Peter Obi, is going to do. Ruben, you know me. I've been in government. I've served people faithfully in the most humble manner. Yes, I'm telling them, please. But some of them are angry. Some of them are people who are out of school for the past 10 years without job. Some of them are this. You cannot control their anger. All I can do is to appeal. But to say to you, because of what these people are doing, yeah, well, let's follow these people who have not provided light for the past 20 years, who have been stealing our money for the past 20 years, who have brought us where we are today. The alternative is no.
Wait a minute. I want to ask a question. If you have been brutalized for a long time, if you have been denied what is supposed to be yours for a long time, if your future has been destroyed, do you laugh with the person that has destroyed your future?
The APC has failed as a government. In fact, we don't believe that the APC should be campaigning to regain power. We don't want to reinforce failure in Nigeria. The APC should go on a begging spree across the country, apologizing to Nigerians for the mess they've put us in. From every sector, we can go on and on. For 7 months, we've had our children at home. We've had their education stunted. So what are you going to tell the children who have been at home? What are you going to tell their parents? But gladly, we saw the president's wife celebrating her daughter who just graduated, while Nigerians have been at home for the past 7 months. And listen to me, young Nigerians who have been out of school. If you have a parent who supports the APC, you have a right to require a DNA test to ascertain if that is really your father or your mother. Because no child,
I like that.
No child will want to have a parent who celebrates your stunted education. We've had, for the first time in our country, 87% of Nigerians cannot feed themselves. We have inflation at 21%. We've had the highest level of poverty in the history of Nigeria. Before President Buhari became president, Nigeria was the fastest growing economy in Africa. Today, we're not on the ladder of the top 10.
Well, let me just...
Do you laugh with the person that is making life difficult for you, denying you, your family, your entitlements? Do you laugh with them? More so, when that person that is denying you your entitlements, when that person that is denying you your freedom, when that person that is denying you your good living comes to be telling you that he knows what to do for you, again, as if you don't know what you're doing, as if you haven't got a brain to think for yourself, won't you be angry? Won't you be angry? I tell you, obedience are not insultive. Obedience are not unruly. Obedience are not misbehaving. Obedience are simply angry at bad governance. Obedience are simply angry with mismanagement. Obedience are simply angry with inadequate funding of education. All these things obedience are angry with. So when someone comes to be telling us Nigerians that he wants to come in to lead Nigeria, when we know that his likes are the ones that have put us in this situation, do you want us to be happy? Knowing that he's going to do the same or even do worse than other leaders that have, ruled before? Obedience have the right to be angry. They have the right to be angry because the debt that Nigeria as a country has, it's not just for this generation, it's going to be for future generations. They can't be happy with that. For someone now to be telling them that where hope is coming from for them, that, oh no, they shouldn't pursue that cause. They should, go down the old ways that have led us to this mess that we are currently in Nigeria. You can't be telling obedience to be happy with the status quo. You can't be telling obedience to be happy with, bad government or bad governance. So they have the right to be angry. Obedience are angry at that status quo that has kept them in poverty, that has kept them in squalor, that has kept them in abject poverty. So we have to take note of this. Obedience are for good government. They are for good governance, and they want things to work well. Don't blame obedience. Instead, blame the leaders that have put Nigeria into this situation that Nigeria is currently in. A situation whereby hopelessness pervades, whereby division pervades, whereby conflict pervades, whereby suffering pervades, whereby all forms of negative things pervades. So that is it. Please do not blame obedience, even though we know that opposition parties are behind this. They want to drum it up so that everyone will start saying, oh, obedience, oh, Obi, Labour Party, oh, they are this, they are that, so as just to discredit the Labour Party.
NPP now, he called it Obi people. You see what is happening here? I won't take this. He called it Obi people. This colonel is NPP person now. You call it Obi people. Stop that, please. You did. Stop that. I'm taking a lot from you here. What is what? Why are you always calling me?
Very quickly,
You have failed. You have failed. We know it's your plan. We know it's what you're doing, opposition parties and your people. We know. But you have failed because obedience are for good governance in Nigeria. And that's what we are doing. Yeah, my viewers, please subscribe to my videos if you have not subscribed. And those that have subscribed, thank you very much. Please comment on my videos and share my videos. Like my videos too. Thank you very much. Bye.